Hey, what's up, and welcome to Anisong Talk at KuroCon. It's the panel of the podcast. Uh, yeah. so today,
Jesus.
I'm joined by Ken Bolito and the Big N,
How's it
Twitch
going?
professional streamer Ken Bolito, and DJ the Big N. And we'll
Any
be
song DJ
talking
was a
about
high.
yeah, DJ was a high, sorry. And we'll be talking about any song in 2020. So let's get started. We'll go into basically how any COVID has affected any song a bit. As you guys know, anime and any song are extremely tied together. Actually, one would say that without anime, there is no any song.
True that.
Uh, So here's a rundown of what happened this year. COVID hit, and there were production delays. Surprisingly, uh, the industry adapted very fast. We thought we were going to see like more. Oh yeah, sorry, forgot to mention. Chat is on the Discord channel. Head over to the Discord channel, and there is a link for comment for questions if you want to ask questions. We'll try to get the questions after. My bad. So back to anime production. The industry adapted actually pretty fast.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
winter there was no COVID yet. So actually about 50 animes aired, which is normal. Spring is when COVID started hitting, and we still had 70 anime aired.
A lot of things you
Although
figure were probably in production anyway
exactly
through the
they're
winter.
pretty in production. Where we see the slope go down is basically summer, where things go down to 30 anime about. Uh, but things are picking back up, and by fall we'll go back to having about 50 anime airing. Um, but here's the thing that happened. So we were talking a bit about this before we started the panel. Is that the discoverability has been down for Anisong. Uh, why is that? Is that people somehow watched a little bit less anime. And I think I'll let you
I
explain.
mean, you think
um
this would be the perfect time too, with like a lot of countries in lockdown and things like that, but
Right.
uh
yeah, it's the kind of thing of I wasn't watching a lot to begin with, but then again, the pandemic didn't exactly help the cause. But I'll say that in on the topic of discoverability, it actually wasn't too difficult to at least hear some things here and there. Like people would talk about things on Twitter. Since I'm on Apple Music, there's a lot of Anisong discoverability. Funny enough, they have playlists on there that actually update seasonally, which have gotten me to at least know what's around there, even though I myself had only watched 0 shows in the spring.
Yeah.
um,
Uh, so speaking of like Apple Music, so one point is the revenge of Anisong on streaming service. During COVID, there's been a surge of Anisong on streaming services. I don't know about you guys, but I personally have not only bought like one CD this year because everything that I want now is easy to access on streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music.
Spotify is always been helpful with that as well too.
Yeah,
yeah.
Spotify has been really extremely on top this season. Sorry, this year for Anisong, and even for newer and old catalog. Uh, I don't know if you saw like Sunrise actually started adding a bunch of Gundam songs to not just the songs, the OSTs as well. So
I mean, even
Ooh.
even on the Love Live side, I guess on that note too, like we've gotten things pretty much up to date at this point, thanks to. I mean, I don't know if it's thanks to the pandemic, but maybe that might have helped the cause too. But
Too
we've,
generous.
but yeah, no, I think streaming services have definitely gotten better for anime, especially in the West. over the past couple of months. Especially considering that I canceled my Unuta subscription. I don't feel like I'm losing anything right now being on Apple Music US.
Yeah. And one thing that was, well, like, speaking of ease of access, one thing that's been bugging a lot for Anisong, well, that's been affecting anyway the Anisong community in overseas outside of Japan, is Amazon. Amazon doesn't let us do pre-orders anymore.
Well, I hope you like Tenso, because you're getting Tenso and DHL at that.
CD Japan
you can still order.
Yeah.
CD
Just not
Japan plus
pre-order.
DHL has still been. Well, no, I've still been able to pre-order with CD Japan and DHL, and so, but I buy enough. I'm not bothered by the cost, and it does get there pretty much same day still, which is still amazing to me. So
I mean, CD Japan is great. As a person living in Canada, for me, it's not the best. but there's been like a discussion about that in another Discord of mine about how so the problem I have with CD Japan is that I get hit by customs. But somehow not everybody in Canada gets hit by customs, and we're wondering if it has to do with my name. But
well,
okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, so anime has been, and anime has been like not hit too much, but still we watch less anime. So if we watch less anime, I think we also tend to listen to less Anisong.
Though we'll get to it later, but I've been listening to more Anisong, less anime, but I've been watching stuff.
Yeah,
so we'll get there.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about how events themselves have been affected. So, here's a little timeline of what happened with events. First of all, while lockdown was going around the world, Japan continued to schedule events.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Shogunai.
At some point, the Japanese government started asking for event restraint, but none of that was mandatory. And this led to a lot of confusion for us overseas people, because, like, for example, I'm going to take shiny color second. Shiny color second. Actually, I forget what date it was supposed to be. I think it was April. Japan refused to officially cancel Shiny or those lives until the very last minute, which led to a lot of people in the Anisong / event community debating whether or not they should travel to Japan. And I know you guys, for example, went to Love Live.
LO Fest, yeah, Love Live Fest.
Yeah,
but that was before the big hit, right?
So my close call, which it wasn't like my trip was going to get canceled or that I was going to get stuck, but my close call was Love Live Sunshine Shout On subunit live in Kitakyushu. That was in the middle of February, and they were already like disinfecting train stations, people wearing masks. There were already like online precautions like posted on the website and whatnot. And that was pretty much the last Love Live in person for the year.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I was actually, I mean, I'm happy that I went, but if I knew that going in, I probably would have cheered like 30 times more, even though I did like
treasured it more.
Like live without any regrets, knowing that I
Right.
wouldn't get to go to Japan, later on. But I
it's
tried.
because, sorry, it's funny because we actually did a podcast like in January, and we were all talking about the plans to go to Japan this year.
Oh my god!
Like, oh hey, maybe I'm gonna go less, but I'm still gonna go, and then
we're still going for Christmas, right? Got him.
I mean, is Japan even letting us in the United States back in yet? I mean,
no.
Yeah. So yeah.
No. But anyway, so going back to the timeline. The state of emergency gets declared April 7th. And that's only then that events started considering uh, canceling thing and or rescheduling. And then on May 25th, the state of emergency gets lifted, and then they add concert guidelines, and that's when we start seeing events come back, but with reduced attendance and some restraints. Like for example, you cannot shout or no calls, and
Everything
diesel.
that's fun about
Yeah,
a live.
Anything that has a large amount of air particles is not recommended.
Yeah.
Exactly. So and masks on all the time, which is so the question is like, do you is it the right thing to do? Is it
I
how do you guys feel
absolutely
about it?
I absolutely think it's the right thing to do. I mean, like, would I like
No,
to
I'm sorry. Okay. So is it the right thing to do to let people in
Oh,
when you
sorry.
could?
Um to let people in, I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Um
Okay.
I mean, like, why? Sorry, yeah, no, I thought the question was, do you agree with the restrictions?
Oh yeah, no,
But
no, no,
no,
no.
but like, no,
No. I
like
figured
with
it was.
no with no, they should not be letting people in. Like, you're
Right.
risking talent, you're risking staff, you're risking other people in the venue. Like, I mean, would I love to go to a concert right now? Absolutely, but yeah, no, that's not worth it. That's not
Well,
worth it at all.
would you go if you? Okay, so let's say like they let the U.S. back in now, and and and
I
somehow
wish.
somehow this event called Love Life Dome Tour it was not canceled. Would you go? Because that's what they were gonna do, right? They were gonna do
Well, I mean,
alpha attendance
because
and
I
online
think it was
streaming.
even, but I thought it was that even if you did go, you'd still have to quarantine
A
for
quarantine for
14
14
days
14
days.
days,
first.
right?
So I quarantined
Yeah.
for 2 weeks first before you could actually do anything. And for a lot of people who, take trips over to Japan, for eventers, the trip's already done, right?
Game in
So,
the Discord chat,
yeah.
just like, Kuro, stop tempting him. I have to think about it for a minute. I'm like, like, I was like, I mean, I would do stupid things like that, but like the other
Yeah.
thing too is that even before that, like, yeah, I could get the disease, but I would probably lose my job if I got stuck in Japan for 14
14
days.
days.
Yeah, so.
But I mean, like, real talk, I probably wouldn't. Like, especially if they made it accessible enough for people to watch online, then of course I'll just watch the online stream of it. I mean, thankfully we're in a situation right now where they've actually adapted enough to, meet the demand and give people what they want, or at least try to give what they want.
Which brings
But
us in our next slide. Online events.
How about that?
Oh my God. So online events, I'm not going to talk too much. We're not going to talk too much about it because that's basically our good friend Vogel's domain, and he's very assertive about protecting his innocence.
and he'll talk about literally the ins and outs of it to the point where no matter what we say, like, it won't cover as much ground. So
Right.
It won't be enough. Yes, it will never
We'll
be
just
enough.
let Vogel handle that part. But yes,
Check out his channel.
yes. So basically, it is the fact that online events have been a thing. Japan started. They saw the situation and they adapted way faster than I thought they were gonna. So we started seeing online events appearing about around towards June, and suddenly a bunch of a bunch of online platform that were completely unknown to all of us or many of us started appearing. So we've got Zyko, we got
Psycho.
um, we got E plus. Like, did you guys know that E plus had an online platform?
did you did you know that E plus could adapt to English? and,
Yes.
and did you know that it could not work too?
It's always funny when money opportunities for profit are involved. How adaptation quickly appears.
E Plus never ceases to amaze me.
Okay. Anyway, for those who are not aware, let's explain. So, Nijigasaki at an
Yes.
online live. I like how people in the chat are buying both domain.
No, I
That's the
didn't know
best.
that you guys had
That
the emote, the E Plus burning in flames emote.
That's actually from Bogle's Discord, which
Of
I'm sure
course
is
it is. Of
gonna
course it
talk
is.
about later.
I mean,
But anyway, so Nijigasaki at an online live,
Mhm.
and at first it was probably only going to be Japan, or they had no, actually it's not true. They definitely had plans for overseas as well. They were just not announced. And E Plus for the longest time had a foreigner-friendly interface. The unfortunate thing about the foreigner-friendly interface is that it contains none of the things our close circles care about. Like if you want to see Nickelback, there's definitely E Plus for that. I'm pretty sure
Look, don't knock on Nickelback, okay? I'm one of the
Yeah.
rare few.
Hey, I like
I mean,
Nickelback. Okay.
no, yeah, some of their stuff is good. Some of their
Oh,
stuff is
okay,
good. Some of
okay.
their stuff is good.
Nickelback on Showroom Game says, let's go.
But that's
But yeah,
that,
so
and this
so
is
it is a
this.
fact that E Plus is that platform that's not being properly tuned to adventure foreign adventures. Um, then they finally announced that Nijigasaki was going to be available overseas on that foreigner friendly platform. Unfortunately, things didn't really work out the way they planned, which made the first day of the live completely unwatchable if you had paid for it and you were overseas. I believe you guys got refunds.
If you didn't have, like, I had a JP Plus account, so I was able to finagle it after logging into my E Plus account, and
right.
then I was able to watch the stream.
If you had E
Fine.
Plus, that was you were fine. Japanese E Plus, you were fine.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I watched it by someone that had a Japanese E Plus account, and we watched it on a not too different chat platform that I watched it through less than legal means, I think was the word that they used for it. So yeah,
interesting. But
yeah.
actually, how was the live? Because I've not. Okay, so how do you guys feel about online lives? Because I've been watching a lot of them. Because sorry, I've been watching a couple of them. Bogol's been watching all of them.
Yes.
Um, yeah, again. So Japan adapted very fast, and a lot of the artists I like um, got onto the online streaming thing. So I've been watching what I like to consider is a lot of them. But sorry, Bogle, I'm not as strong as you. Uh, but what do you guys think about them? Because so I think that they're a lot of them have a great production value, especially the Chihara Minori one, which is basically a live that was supposed to happen. So that's what I've been doing. Lives that have been supposed to happen. It's just that they are filmed without audience and streamed live on one of the many platforms that exist.
Right.
One fun is, so I haven't seen a lot. The two ones that come to my head though, I did see the Nijigaku. I did see their second live. I also saw Yoko Kano's Tanabata live in July as well too. And what they try to do with what they can to try to, like, they know they're not performing live in front of an audience, but they still try to bring the audience in with the performance at least. I think they in the case of Nijigaku, they looked at all the space that they had and they're like, yeah, we could still do stuff with this, you know. So they have the members come out into the space where the audience would be, and it use the entire arena a little bit more than you'd expect them to probably. I do like they also tried some stuff they probably wouldn't have tried necessarily before in real time, like you know, CG effects and stuff as the concert was going on.
I heard about the CG pen lights, which was great.
Yeah, it at least I don't know how good it was for the performers, just because there's no audience to sort of feed off of, and definitely when they had their closing MCs and such and MCs during the course, they did note that lack of getting that energy from the audience. So it made it a little bit harder for them to perform at full potential. But I think after the first show, because they did 3 shows, they got a lot more into it. And in the case of I enjoyed Tanabata Live because you don't really get to see many opportunities to see Yoko Kanno perform.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so being able to get that opportunity to see her and the entire band together perform some of their classics as well too, as well as some more poignant moments as well, was definitely an opportunity that I appreciate.
But Ken, and you were saying that you didn't watch that many, right?
I didn't watch that many. I did catch a few. Nijigaku, I mean, as well. Like I definitely I watched 2 sessions of it, the bookend ones. And I think the one thing that I can appreciate from what staff did for Nijigaku was they did a good job of getting really creative with the venue. Like there were a lot of AR effects that were happening, things that like effects that would happen or rather effects that would happen to accompany the song that's going on. Really good like tracking. Like there were like some different camera angles that you can't do in a live that has an audience in it. Like they had camera operators on gimbals, like actually like walking around the talent, which is again something where if you had an audience, that would look very weird, would not fly at all. But when it's everyone's watching it online, these shots look amazing and they add to the value of it. In the venue that they shot Nijigaku, the live was supposed to take place in, I forget the name of the venue, but it's the new one in Odaiba. That
I'm not sure.
Scales up really tall. I forgot the name of it. Someone in Discord will probably put it up there. But they also did some really cool things where they put the girls toward the finale where the audience would be standing, like in the pit area. And then they also put where the audience is, they put LED lights everywhere as to simulate what the audience would look like. Yeah, like pen lights. In addition to actually having like 3D AR track pen lights as well on stage. The other one that I caught was Uchida Maya.
Oh, how was that?
Uchida Maya was really good. That one was more like purpose built for being an online live. They had choreographed some numbers where the camera would move along with her. They went to like, I forgot for what song, but they moved to like the backstage, and they had a car, like a convertible set in there. And she like sang in the convertible, but she went from stage to the convertible and then back. All the backup dancers were following her and they were all doing actions and stuff. And then the stage was just, set up in a way where they could utilize all of it. And just, I don't know, visually it was just very different from a normal live, but it worked super well for live context. Like it's forcing these productions to get really creative. I think that's something that's definitely special for the current time that we're in, but I'm happy that they're actually putting thought and effort into it, and it's not just a quick cash grab of let's just record this in the recording studio and sing in front of a camera for an hour. It's actually
what do you guys
pretty good.
think is the future or the fate of those online events? Because let's say that when everything is going to go back to normal, because right now you can only have a live at half capacity. And I don't think theaters in Japan are doing live viewing. So, do you think we're gonna see more? Are they gonna continue the trend of having those lives online, or are they just gonna be like call quits when everything goes back to normal and just go back to doing live viewings in theater? Because personally, I would like it to continue because I cannot fly to Japan all the time to watch it live.
But I think it depends on the performer, and I think it depends on the venue / cost. Like if it's easy, if they look at it as something more feasible, They might not necessarily have to, depending on how much effort they want to put into it. They might not have to put in quite as much effort. They might not have to put quite as much money. And they've hopefully noticed that there's definitely a willing audience online that's able to pay for that. You might see that more often as a viable means as well too. That's one of those things that, as we're utilizing technology more to connect us in a situation where we can't really connect physically a lot, they'll try to take advantage of that as much as they can, I think.
Yeah,
I'd be
no, go.
like, sorry, like I'd be curious to see, like, on the back end, like, I don't know if I'll ever, get the answers for this, but I'd be curious to see what the back end is for, like, how much it costs on top of having a venue with people in it to broadcast live. Because obviously they, like, for a lot of these events, they'll shoot for, Blu-ray, release and whatnot as well. They already have cameras there. But I wonder what the added cost is for broadcasting in addition to, like, streaming it and whatnot. Like, and how much they could make off ticket sales online and in person, all that. Like, I just wonder, like, how beneficial it is for them. And if it is actually working out. I mean, obviously now, while everyone's forced to be at home, it's probably working fine. But I wonder in a split scenario what that would look like.
That's a very good question. So I ran some simulations earlier. Like, for example, when Nakajima Megumi, she had online live. She had her first online live. We could, if I recall correctly, we could see about more or less the number of tickets that were sold, and we estimated the cost of personal that you've got to pay, venue rental cost, and I think, if I recall correctly, they could definitely break even and probably like make a little bit more.
It makes sense,
right?
Like, I imagine there's a lot of added costs that we as, like, the end user don't see, but there's a lot of staff. There's union or, like,
I
whatever.
counted more or less the price of what you would assume that staff would cost for that. And actually, venues are surprisingly not that crazy expensive. Like, depending on the venue, usually you can find a PDF with the cost breakdown on how. Like, I was looking for Itomiku. She announced that they were going to do a live with half attendance, and I was wondering if actually with just half attendance, could you actually justify renting the venue? And even with half attendance, you definitely break even. And well, I mean, if you compare the price of the ticket, obviously,
right,
the price of
right.
the ticket, yeah. So definitely, it's not like completely wasted money. I think but how what's the word?
Well, the other thing to account too is that there are also auxiliary sales too. I mean, Miku fans are thirsty, so you're going to be selling all the T-shirts and
someone just brought
stuff
up
at Boopon.
So someone brought up goods in the chat as
there
well
was
too.
No,
so
there was no Boopon for that. They actually said that we're not gonna. Because, because
they must have broke even then, just barely.
Meanwhile, one of the songs for the Nijigaku encore had the members walking around with their stuff as, like, buy our goods, like, while singing, showing off the towel, showing off the pen lights.
So there's Boopon, but it's online sale. It's not at the venue sale.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I personally, I hope to see those online events continue. I don't have a lot of faith in Japan to continue them, but I'd like to see it. But speaking of events, let's continue on to conventions.
Boy, tell me more.
So as you guys know, most physical conventions had to be canceled this year. And because of the fact that there was no physical convention, that means there were no Japanese guests traveling to promote Anisong. And I guess that's when we saw the rise of online convention. And thankfully, a couple of those online convention had Anisong performances. So we had Lee Sunny at Anime Expo. We had Miss Android as Crunchyroll Expo.
Yeah, it was really good.
We had Backon at the Thakathon.
Yeah, no, I heard that was awesome too.
Marble at this convention called
Never
KuroCon.
heard of them.
Never heard of them either.
I know, right? I heard of Marble, but this convention, I don't know.
And there were multiple performances. I made a typo at AutoQuest. Did you guys? Were you guys able to catch any of these?
Just Lisani for me. I wanted to catch a Takuthon, but like work was weird. And same with
So
Crunchyroll Expo was a little weird for me too, the timing. But
yeah, I did catch Lazani. I did catch a little bit of Myth and Roid. I caught most of back on. What they did was fun was, you had a band in sort of they did a performance in an empty hall. And they coupled it with some interview questions as well too, to intersperse between the song footage, and that was pretty cool. Marble was of course magnificent. And I did catch a couple performances done at OdaQuest as well too, but a lot of the many of the artists there weren't necessarily ones that
That you knew of?
I was initially interested in. Yeah, and initially interested in and caught my interest.
It's embarrassing. I forget her name at the moment. I will get back to her later, but she had a great performance at OdaQuest. Yeah, that's right. Otakuton had Wasata. I completely forgot about it. They had Wasata and also an idol group, which I forget who they were, but their life was amazing. The only thing is that Otakuton, out of all the conventions I mentioned, Otakuton was the only paid one. So there's definitely like a bit of a learning curve for online conventions where they're wondering whether they should charge or not. Otakuton was the only one that actually went ahead and did that. The other ones were free and completely online. So there's definitely COVID is not ending this year. It's especially in North America. And in this country known as the United States of America, it's probably
no, you don't have to sugarcoat it. We're doing pretty bad right now.
Yeah,
So
it's I'd say like maybe summer next year at the earliest.
Earliest, yeah.
Earliest. But, yeah, I say it just from my perspective as a doctor, but also just knowing people being people is one of the biggest things that makes it get as bad as it can get. So
right. So and honestly, like I don't run a physical convention, so I wouldn't know. But I know that the uncertainty. I don't know if I, as a physical convention runner, I would start planning to hold one next year. So we might see more of those online conventions. No, there's not going to be a KuroCon physical.
Oh my god.
KuroCon offline. Let's go.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't know if I would plan to have I mean, a couple of those online physical convention all announced dates for next year, but realistically, are they actually planning for them? I don't know. I don't know if I can in their position if I would. So what I'm thinking is that we're probably going to start seeing more online convention next year. How are they going to make them? Damn, what's the word when you actually sustainable? There you go. Are they actually going to make them sustainable? It's gonna be interesting to see how they actually figure that out. There's actually a couple of other online convention going on this year. They have not officially announced it, but they've severely hinted at it as Anime NYC. So Anime NYC is likely happening later this year. What are they going to do? We'll see. I'm really curious. I'm really curious and looking forward to see what they do. I think they have a great potential to do something really amazing. And wink, wink, catch Yunchi tonight at.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I can't wait to catch, for 2021. I can't wait to catch KuroCon 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, right?
No.
Right? But yeah, like that's the financial sustainability is something I've been thinking about as well too, because like you can have sponsors, but I also think it's gonna affect content as well too. Like some major cons, they're limited if they'll decide to do any sort of like try to see if they can get any guests from Japan, for example, because that might be more expensive than they want to deal with, or the type of content that they're willing to produce in regards to it. So I mean, this is only, relatively speaking, it's only been a couple I think, honestly, since like conventions have really like paid attention to online as a possible viable opportunity. And so we're lucky in terms of that, I think. But when they realize like how much they could probably get away with in monetizing it, that might change.
That might side. That's definitely going to change. Yeah. But okay, so let's move on to the next point, which is.
Remember, this is not supposed to be a VTuber panel.
It's not.
Great. All right, let's do this.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, Ken,
let's go.
You've been listening to a lot of Anisong this year.
Yeah. About that. I've listened to a lot of Anisong, not through anime but through VTubers, and that's VTubers covering songs, and they've done a good job at reminding me that certain artists exist, which I think is, for better or for worse, a good marketing thing, whether the original singer intended it or not. But yeah, I think I've heard Harna Luna songs more times this year watching VTubers since I started during KuroCon 1 than I have literally in the whole time I've been following Harna Luna. So yeah, good stuff. And I don't know.
But that tells you that you should listen to Harna Luna more. That's the first thing that should tell you.
Yeah. Oh, and also songs that I wouldn't have heard otherwise. Yoru ni Kakeru by Yoasobi.
Yoasobi, let's go.
But no, I think it's a good thing though. Like there are a lot of people that like songs as anime songs. They don't necessarily follow the artist, but I think it definitely fosters that curiosity for people that might not know about Anisong, but like if they hear this cool song, they might look it up and they might like the original or find their way to the original. A lot of Western fans too, they don't have that, perception that maybe some of us here in this community do. Yeah. But I mean, discoverability in general and those people finding new artists is definitely a good thing. So I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I've personally not been watching as many VTubers as you have, because
sure,
fair.
Let's say that. Let's say that.
When you decide to go with something like you go full force into it, which is fine. I've been showing a little more restraint.
Let's say that. Yes.
Oh, wait. The screen can't see. They're not showing the screen yet. Wait for me. If you want to cut to my shirt, I have my shirt. Next, wait for it. But yeah. VTubers, they're cool. Go watch them. Subscribe to Akai Hato. Thank you.
Subscribe to Amelia Watson. Anyway. So yeah, the rise of VTubers. So during lockdown, there's been like a huge increase in VTubers by the Kai Guy community. Is that the reason some of you guys are watching less anime? Maybe not. I don't know. But there's definitely a growth in popularity.
Convenience is definitely an issue in that sense, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Where you can sort of like I was talking about before this panel too, but because of work, I don't have much time to to myself to be able to watch anime like a couple episodes at a time. And I'm the type of person that when I watch anime, I have to like focus. I want to focus on the anime, not do anything else. I know some people multitask. I don't like doing that. But with VTubers, I feel pretty comfortable just like listening to them in the background.
Yeah,
listening
to
them in the background while doing other stuff. Like and it can get very productive. Like I'll listen to Watame's Minecraft streams like in the background. Just listen to her talk. If she gets excited about something, I'll check it out. But it's good background music to work to. Or if I need a quick hit, I either jumping to a short translation that someone has a clip there, or just putting it on a VTuber that I know will provide quality content at certain points in time, and I don't really have to do anything else. So it tends to be useful in that, like Pikami, for example. Yeah,
right.
As opposed to there.
And yeah, so great thing about VTubers is, I mean, again, regarding Anisong, is that a lot of them are good singers. Not all of them, unfortunately,
Mhm.
but
Wow, tell us how you really feel.
Well, hey, that's part of their charm, though. The ones that can't
yeah,
sing
yeah, of
well,
course, of course.
they have to be part of the charm.
I mean,
Look,
I mean, I love listening to my Dragon Queen Butcher songs online.
look,
I love,
I love I look if Aqua wasn't messing up a song, it wouldn't be an Aqua Utowaku stream. So you know what?
Right,
Like
yeah.
there's charm in the failure, isn't there?
but yeah, so yeah, a lot of them cover any songs, and it's fun to watch. Sorry, so it's fun to listen to. And yeah, so I think as you mentioned again earlier, like a lot of people I've been like discovering probably new Ani songs through VTubers, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Uh, a thing that's been happening is we saw I think she's probably the very first, like, so she's the first VTuber sorry, the first established VTuber to get an actual Ani song debut, and it's Uni.
Mm.
And there have been VTubers who did Ani songs before, like
Yeah,
the
like
one who
Cough.
there was one last year. She did the ending song for an isekai, which I forget the name of, but
Like
she's
I know
completely
Cough.
disappeared.
Cough's done a any song KF. Also Hime Hine, of course, but they did it for the like VTuber anime, so I don't know how much that
Yeah, yeah,
counts. But you
right.
do have other examples though.
But at VTube, usually what companies will do is like, for example, so that VTuber I'm talking about is from last year. She was with Avex. So some companies will try to produce VTubers and like throw them into Anisong right away, which probably doesn't work as much as having an established VTuber actually go.
You need to sell the personality first. Like
Yes, Avex.
there's a reason why VTubers catch. I mean, maybe this is like corporate Japan being like, wow, they like 2D girl. Let's throw her on, have her sing, and that's it.
Yes.
Yeah,
But there's a lot more to it than just making an animated character. I mean, there are a lot of us here in this community that have made VTubers for whatever reason, and it's not like we're all
I mean,
to Hololive success, right? There's a lot of work and marketing that goes into it.
absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
So
I was waiting for Kage Luna's debut when she was signed to Sakura Music, so I'm still kind of waiting on that. So
Oh wait, I forgot that's a thing. Wait.
to be fair, maybe soccer music did to an extent as well. There are a lot of things they forget about.
yeah,
Please remember about how to not.
It's okay. It's okay. Me not to Aqua remember it. It's fine. That's all that matters.
But yes, okay. So, what do you guys think? Like, you guys are really deeply into VTubers. What do you guys think about what's in the future for VTubers?
In the future,
VTubers and Anisong, obviously. Like, do you think we're going to see more people like Uni actually start singing for Anisong? Do you
so
think we'll get that the idol branch of All Alive actually do Anisong? Original
Yago's
Anisong?
living his dream finally after waiting multiple years. Like I
the
would like to
Falcon.
think that they're gonna do more. I mean, a lot of them want to do stuff in anime, to be fair, and I would like to think that with their growth that they can hit that goal. But the other day, I was watching Minato Aqua's anniversary live, and I was really damn excited about it. Like going through it, like the obviously the visuals were like top notch. Her vocals are fantastic, and especially when she works hard at it and doesn't mess up, and she actually has rehearsals and stuff, it works super well. Um, no, she like I think that was probably like the first full VTuber live that I watched. Maybe if you don't count like any Hatsune Miku stuff.
Right.
Hatsune Miku, the original VTuber. Uh, but no, I would like to see more of that, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, and you are getting some at least there some VTubers are going to get into the industry a little bit more, like some multimedia projects like Denonbu has just started, where people looked at it as a competition to deep, but it looks like it might be more of just another place, another project to get interested in, but they have a group that is all just VTubers in terms of the seiyuu for those people. So it's just beginning, but it'll be interesting to see where things go from there.
Yeah. Okay, let's wrap up the VTuber topic. VTubers
Wait, this isn't a VTuber panel. My bad. I'm sorry.
I think we'll do another episode on my podcast, whatever, for VTubers. But let's move on. We only have like a couple of minutes left, so let's do this thing we do at Anisong Talk, where we talk about anime music.
There's music in anime. There's
There
anime.
is music in so we break it down by opening and ending by season. So here are some of the songs that we like for the winter 2020. I'll start because mine are first. Personally, I really liked Unbreakable by Aoi Yuki. And surprisingly, I like the Trisol song. No, I'm just kidding.
Surprisingly? Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah, Gomakashi was really great. It's from an anime I've not watched actually. It's if I recall correctly, it's the Magica thing, whatever. That anime they had an English MOBA
game for, and they canceled it like a year after.
Yeah.
But Aoyuki, I'll just briefly say it. Like Aoyuki is great. She's very versatile. She changes her style amazingly. She's an amazing voice actress, and that's why her songs are great. Listen to it.
The release event for this song was also awesome too.
Oh, wasn't that the thing where like she hit the fans with the paddle? Yes.
Nothing. Okay, Ken, tell us about your choices.
YMCA by the Village People.
Yes, YMCA. All right, good.
YMCA by the Village People.
If I told you like 10 years ago that YMCA would be one of the hypest Anisong, would you believe it?
Look, people didn't expect September either, did they?
Nope.
So I mean, look, the old's coming back. Dude, my favorite Anisong right now is "I Want You Back" by the Jackson 5. God, no, the classics are good. No, like Ishizoku reviewers, interspecies reviewers. I did not finish the show. I was watching it with friends on Discord actually this summer. Still have to get through it, but it was a fun show. But the song was the thing that I remember the most, believe it or not. Nice boat.
Yeah.
And then my second one was the show that I for some reason thought was in 2019. Oshibudo, Clover Wish by Cham Jam.
I have not watched that.
Oshibudo is so good.
Yeah. I mean, so we got to say no anime to watch, many animes to watch, no time to watch them somehow, despite being at home. But yeah, no, I've not watched it. I will take a listen because I trust your opinion.
Yeah, it's I think you will big Wakaru with the show 100%.
Yeah, I actually completed both of these series, so I'm actually like thinking about that. Like, wow, I actually watched something this year too. But for my two openings, because I tried to do openings different from your choices. The first one is Easy Breezy, which is the opening for Hands Off the Azoken. Everybody and their mom was spinning it in Anikura as well too. Yep. It's such a good song.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Rip Slime, and you find out that Kelmiko, the artists, are fans of Rip Slime as well too.
So that explains everything.
That's where you get that vibe if you felt like that as well too.
Easy.
And then the second song is actually, so it's not the main opening to the new Show by Rock. It was actually the opening to like the first episode of Show by Rock, but Mashiro Start Line. And I think this was just like as the show was starting. And sometimes you have that one song that like while it's not going to be the main song, that one grabs you. And so it's really standard, I guess, like 2D idolish fare, but I felt like it worked for what it did. So
hell yeah.
It's pretty cool. All right, let's move on to the ending songs then.
What did I do again? Oh, right.
This is also when I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait till you guys posted, so I posted before I posted.
I cheated a bit. I added a bonus song, and that bonus song is the first one. It's Moration by Omoi no Take. Omoinot, I discovered this song by watching, by browsing like new J-pop songs on YouTube, and I found this song, and it spoke to me a lot. It's fantastic, and then I found out it was actually Anisong. It's the ending theme for a BL movie called I forget.
Hey, don't laugh.
I forget, but it's the amazing song. The PV is fantastic. Definitely watch it, and I'll probably check out the movie too, because like with a song like that, the movie's got to be good. Uh, then I have Yosoku Funo Days by Mai Mai. I have not watched this anime. The anime it's from. I actually even forget what it is from, but it's definitely a great song. Maima has been growing on me lately, and I actually watched her online live thing the other day. It was really great. So check out
Nice.
Maima. Yes. Okay. And then "Play the World" by Riko Sasaki, who was at OtaQuest. It's a great song. It's from the stupidest anime of the year, but it's a great song. Watch it. Watch the show. It's great. Go for it, Ken.
So the the song that I was looking forward to even before the year started was Hikari Iro no Uta
Yes.
by Aina Suzuki. Um, so they had actually released the full version of the song well before the album came out. But the show that is in apparently was in winter. I thought it was in 2019, but it is in winter, so it counts. Um, this is probably still by far my favorite Aina Suzuki solo song. Anya has a great vocal range. She has a very powerful voice. This was also a Zach produced song as well. So there's a lot going for it. It is incredibly hype. I had to pick a second song, and I literally knew nothing from the season. So fuck it, Claris.
Okay, and
I actually like that. I actually like that because it's relatively subdued of their songs, and sometimes you need it as well too. But for my two songs, the first one is "Prover" by Mirei, who's another artist that's up and coming that people I think will get to know more of. And this was the ending to the second core of FGO Babylonia, which did slide into winter 2020, so that's why I used it. And then the other song I used was a song for the 10th ending of Black Clover. Never watched the series, but it's by a boy band group called Intersection, and it's called New Page. It's a very chill song, but I really like I really like that chillness. It's very comfortable to me. So
all right. Okay, let's try to speed through it because we only have like a couple of minutes left. So for spring 2020, it's the first one I selected was Jiku no Mayoi Bito by Arika Sama from Ali Project and Demon Kaka. It's a great Ani song. It's the most Ani song of it's the most Anisong song of the year probably. And my second one is Stray Kids. It's topped by Stray Kids, which is the opening for Tower of God. It's
K-pop, yo.
K-pop. It's K-pop as hell, but it's amazing. K-pop is great. Check it out. Kevin.
um, daddy do. How can I not? How can I not? I mean, the one show that I watched that season, so I kind of had to pick it. But the second song, which I actually didn't watch Idler 7 season 2, that's still on my docket. But I've listened to this song in my Apple Music recommendations because I didn't even realize that it was coming out. But Discover the Future. It's a KZ produced song. Can't go wrong with it. It's
KZ.
super catchy. Yeah, but I always got to support the dude, man. He's one of my favorites. So,
Yeah,
but Idler 7 also, they're just on point all the
they're
time.
good. They're really
The
good.
vocals are fantastic. So
All right.
This one was hard. This one was hard too because also Angela's song is also a good option here. But I ended up choosing song "Tomorrow" by Bish just because alternative idols don't necessarily get much love. And this was the opening to Kingdom 3, which I probably never going to watch, but it was a good rocking song from a group known for songs like this when they can. And the other one is Ready 2, which is the opening to BNA Brand New Animal. And it's also just a nice funky, a little rocking, funky song as well too. It has that, if I move to it, it's usually good for me. So,
All right. All right. Moving on to spring 2020. So the first one I got for endings is Akai Arino and Akino Arai and Akino from Best 4. We actually collaborated to do the ending song to that show. I did mention the opening from earlier. It's an amazing song. It's a soothing song. It's great. Two of my favorite artists. Uh, Wonderful. She actually performed it live at Akino's online live 2 months ago. It's amazing. My second one is Harumi. Sorry, it's Pride by Harumi. Harumi, I just discovered her this year with this song. It's the ending from Wave Listen to Me. It's a song that has been produced by a guy who produces a lot of the Melee songs, and I'm like a huge Melee shill. So of course I was gonna I was gonna love that song. I didn't even know it was them at first, but I just fell in love with the song, and then I found out. So check it out.
Yeah.
Go for it, Ken.
I also picked the Akino Squared collab. Thing is that I didn't even know this was a thing. Chris actually linked us an Anisong seasonal list, and I found this and I just took a listen, and that was a thing that like really hit right away. So I did pick that. I mean, you look at the names and you already kind of just like, wait, hold on, really? The other thing that I picked, which I didn't even know was an ED to an anime. I knew the song was out. I actually have it. Haven't listened to it too much, but Catch Your Sweet Mind by Ore-sama. I try to keep up with all of the Ore-sama releases as much as possible, and they always hit. They always are a mood for me. And Catch Your Sweet Mind is just the same. It's a vibe. You got that old like new disco type vibe. It's so good. But yeah, that's it for me with spring 2020. There, I didn't watch any anime that season, so.
So trying to be quick here. Endings, 7 billion dots song Maybe I, which is one of the Boruto endings, Naruto's father. They definitely give me a Spitz feel the more that I listen to them, and so this is a song that was pretty comfortable in that range for me. And the other one, Ad Meliora, which is one of the endings to the first ending of the second season of Fruits Basket, by the Charm Park, which I loved because it also referenced For Fruits Basket, the very first opening of the old series. I felt in this initial part, and it's a very cool, chill song. Again, that's what I need in this stressful life right now.
Fair enough.
All right, summer 2020. So the first one I chose was Zach, because Zach is amazing. I don't watch that show. I don't even know what show it is from. I love Zach. Listen to it. It's called Inochi no Akashi. And the second one is Chaos Drifter by Sawano Hiroyuki and ZK Johnny. I don't know who that is. It's a Sawano song. It's the Sawano-esque song of Sawano songs. I love Sawano.
It's not titled like a Sawano song though. Where's all the capital letters and the symbols?
I think he got tired of that. But yeah, Sawano.x3. So if you like Sawano,
oh no,
okay.
we gotta rush.
All right, go, Ken.
Okay.
Go.
I only watched 2 anime this season, so Oregairu and Rent a Girlfriend. So it's the Peggy Centimeter and Megami no Ame Yanagi Nagi. 2 very different feels of shows, but good songs nevertheless.
Yes.
And I also have not watched anything this season, but I did enjoy Contradiction from Keisuke featuring Tyler Carter, where this is the one anime song that I expect to be played at a club regularly, just in terms of its general feel. So jump right there.
All
right. And last bit.
Okay, let's try. Okay, so I got Amida Shimono from Tomori Kuroka and Nami Tamaki, Break the Chains. Great song. Listen to them.
Kokuhaku Bungee Jump, Haruka, and Diamond no Junjo Toyama Now, the ballad version, because
yes,
rip.
Of course.
And then my choice is Monkey Magic, Eden by Monkey Magic, Fruits Basket Anden actually, and the other one, ID by Cider Girl, which is an ending to Fire Force, which actually is still going on, despite what people think.
And Haru Wayuku from Ame is a great song. And
yes.
Real quick question. Somebody asked, is Rihanna the next big thing? Yeah, maybe. Also Melee. Listen to Melee. And that's it for us today.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Panic.
Calm. No panic. Calm. Calm.